Lego Monkey Kid, a bunch of really neat and interesting looking sets, but will any of them actually be good investments? All right, it is time for me to give the Monkey Kid Lego sets that are retiring at the end of this year my rating and ranking treatment. Here we are at Brick Fanatics, the September retirement list again, and here are the 9 Monkey Kid sets that are expected to retire at the end of 2023. I'm looking forward to doing this video because, as you can see on the cumulative table here, Monkey Kid sets are rarely talked about for investing and reselling. Definitely most of the sets that we're going to be looking at are not good for investing and reselling, but it's an opportunity to look at a bunch of Monkey Kid sets that are all pretty interesting looking and see the 1 or 2 that are actually doing okay and that have some potential. Check out the video in the top right. It is the first of this mini series where I am rating and ranking sets by theme that are retiring at the end of this year. It will give you the full explanation as to the numbers and the tables that we're looking at and all of that good stuff. And then check out all the other ones. I've done a bunch of themes: Star Wars and Harry Potter and icons and creator and speed champions, maybe another one in there. All right, time to jump into these Monkey Kid sets. In 9th place is going to be Monkey Kid's Cloud Jet. It's actually one of the few that has a mention, one mention with an enthusiasm score of 2. This set has a problematic 3-year, 7-month shelf life, and if we look at some comparables, and oh, by the way, looking at comparables is really hard for these sets because they're all so unique. So I just had some fun picking some sets that looked interesting and kind of similar. This is the Monkey Kid's Cloud Roadster, retired 2 years ago, flat at $70. Sandy's Speedboat, retired 2 years ago, down from 60 to 51. I don't see anything that suggests this set has any potential in retirement, so I'm giving it an enthusiasm score of 0 out of 3. In 8th place is 80032, Cheng's Mooncake Factory. Very cool looking set, 2-year shelf life, and the rest of the sets have somewhere between 1.5 years and 2 years for shelf life. No mentions on the cumulative table. I'm only giving it a 0.5. Looking at some comparables, here's the White Dragon Horse Jet from last year, $50 to $54. Monkey Kid's Team Drone Copter. Wow, there's a lot going on in that set, but it's flat at $150. And then Red Sun's Inferno Jet, also flat at $35. 7th place is 80037, Dragon of the East. It is a really cool looking set. A lot of bright colors, interesting angles and shapes and characteristics, decent minifigures, but some similar sets. The Monkey Kid's Lion Guardian, basically flat around $80, and Spider Queen's Arachnid Base, also flat around $120. So this interesting creature looking set I don't think will do that well. I'll give it a 0.8, not anything that I'm going to be looking at for investment. Next up is 80030, Monkey Kid's Staff Creations, $40, and only 2 minifigures, and it looks like some 4+ type builds, and the set is not a 4+ set. You can take elements apart and reconnect here and there, so I think there's very good playability with the set. A couple previous sets to look at: Monkey Kid's Cloud Bike. It's a smaller set with a few minifigures, and it's from $25 to $42, so maybe there's something there. And then the Monkey Kid's RC Race set also reminds me of the Kids Staff Creation set, and this one's up from $13 to $18. I'm putting Monkey Kid's Staff Creations in the 6th place, and I can't go higher than a 1.0 enthusiasm score. 8th place is 80034, Neza's Fire Ring. It's a pretty cool looking set with this Fire Ring vehicle and all the really good detailed minifigures and the nice side builds. 4.4 on brick sets, that's a pretty good sign. The comparables that I could find aren't great. This one is up from 35 to 40. We're looking again at the White Dragon Horse Bike. Pigsy's Noodle Tank, up from 60 to 70. Off the wall looking set that is pretty cool. And then Red Sun's Inferno Truck, 120 to 130. I just tried to find sets that had really interesting looking vehicles, like the set that is retiring at the end of this year. Looking at those 3, I'll go with an E-score of 1.2. 4th place is 80035, Monkey Kid's Galactic Explorer. It's $130, but it is over 1,300 pieces. There's a lot going on with this set. It looks pretty cool. I like the spaceship and the color contrast and combination, and the little side build is pretty good. And then, of course, like with a lot of the Monkey Kid sets, really good minifigures. So I think it's a pretty cool looking set, but I can't go higher than 4th place place on my table. The only comparable that I could really find is this one, the Team Secret headquarters, and it was $170 and it's flat at $170. I'll just go a 1.3 enthusiasm score. Third place is Monkey Kid's Team Van with 2 mentions and an enthusiasm score of 1 on our cumulative table. This is set number 80038, $130 for 1,400 pieces and 6 minifigures. Seems all right. I like the side build with the building, and then there's a lot you can do with stacking elements on top of the van, which I think is pretty cool. Here's a picture of that. A lot of good detail and color contrasts and combinations going on here. I do like this set a lot. I could see the playability being really high, and the fact that the van can drive around their pod or Connex box type living spaces is really cool. So instead of driving out and then driving back to your living spaces, you just drive them around with you, which I think is a lot of fun. This Team Secret headquarters set again reminds me of it a little bit, but I think a better one to look at is Pigsy's food truck, up from $70 to around $80. And then also the Flaming Foundry. I know this isn't exactly a vehicle or van, but if we look at the pictures here, it folds up and can roll along. It's very dark with a lot of orange on it, so maybe that is making it less popular, because this set is actually down a little bit from $140, which I'm very surprised about. So even though I like this Team Van set, the comparables don't give it great news, so I'm only going to give an enthusiasm score of 1.5. So with 2 sets left so far, I haven't found any that I really would be investing in, but again, it's a lot of fun to look at these unique Monkey Kid sets that don't get talked about that much. Now in second place is 80033 Evil Macaca's Mech. I think I said that right. Only a 3.8 on brick set. I'm a little surprised by that, because I think this Met actually looks really cool. I like the color scheme. I like the shape through the torso, and I like that face. A lot of personality and attitude in that face. So I think this is a pretty good mech. And then, like always, the bunch of minifigures that are included look really good. $90, 893 pieces. Okay. But if we look at the comparables on this one, here's a Demon Bull King mech. It's up from 90 to 138. Super cool looking set. I think this is a bad guy mech, and it certainly seems like this evil mech must also be a bad guy mech. And then here's another bad guy set, the Bone Demon, with some mech type builds and side builds that is really interesting looking. And this one is up from 120 to 154. And then if we look at a good guy mech, just to mix it in, the Monkey King Warrior mech, retired in 22, and it's up from 150 to 201. Now this mech looks amazing. So obviously the one that's retiring doesn't hold a candle to this one, but there's a lot of cool elements and personality to this mech, and the comparables show that it might do okay. So I'm going to go as high as a 1.9 enthusiasm score. I'm not running out to get it, but if I found it for 60 or maybe even 50 if we got lucky, but if I found it for 60 bucks, I'd probably pick up a couple. So that leaves us this set as being the first place set. One mention with an enthusiasm score of 2 on the cumulative table. It is 80039, the Heavenly Realms, and this set is gorgeous looking. All these great minifigures are outstanding, and all of the detail, these large cloud vinyl pieces, which is atypical and not something I would want to see often in a Lego set, but in this one look really good. And then the roof and artistic structure looks great. The only thing I don't like is when it's opened up, these large Technic panel pieces really show, and I wish they had covered that up. But if we go to the other images and look at it when it's closed up, it looks fantastic, especially with all the side builds placed in there. That tree over there looks amazing. I'm a big fan of this set. I'm surprised there are no ratings on Brickset yet. It is $190, a lot of money, but it's 2,433 pieces, and Monkey Kid is generally very expensive. This one is a really good deal in my opinion. Looking at comparables, here's the first terrain slash scene set that has retired, the legendary Flower Fruit Mountain, retired last year from 170 to 190, so 1 year, not bad. And I think this one is actually only okay because these large water pieces in the middle, it just doesn't flow for me. And then the large rock pieces, I still like it, but I can see it not being as good. But that's really the only comparable, but there are other terrain and scene sets that are out that will go well with the Heavenly Realm set that is retiring at the end of this year. So you could get a pretty good group and make a whole landscape of Monkey Kid sets. This is Monkey Kid's Team Hideout. Looks fantastic with all the foliage detail and having a little structure, man-made structure area in there. This Dragon of the East Palace is very new, and wow, that is just a gorgeous set. I think it pairs well with all of these so far. And then when you want to build the metropolitan part of your Monkey Kid city, you get the City of Lanterns, which is $160 for almost 2,200 pieces. I have this set, haven't built it yet, but I think it's amazing. And what's great about this set is that you can design it and redesign it many different ways and do a lot of things with all the different modules and elements. So basically that was a long roundabout way of me telling you that although we only have one comparable, there are a lot of other sets that have come out that complement the Heavenly Realms set. So I think this one is awesome, but I'm still only going to give it a 2.2 because the Monkey Kid theme overall hasn't done well in retirement. But if you can find this set for 150, I think it would be a good one to at least dabble a couple in and hold on to them for probably a pretty long hold time. But I think they will do okay in retirement. In fact, I think they'll do a little better than okay in retirement, but I'm just hedging on my score because the Monkey Kid theme is just not that popular yet. So that's my full table. Really, I've only had my eyes on the top set, but if the mech is heavily discounted somewhere, I will pick that one up too. Everything else I'm not paying attention to unless a 70% off falls in my lap when I'm walking through Marshall's or Walmart someday. Thank you for watching. That's a wrap on this video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.